There's one word that's quietly costing you members, and you use it every single day. It's explain. And I can prove to you that explaining your membership is the fastest way to make it boring. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the 2,000-year-old reason your page goes flat. And it's hiding inside that one word in a 2-minute test you can run on your homepage today. I've looked at a ton of these pages, and it's the same thing over and over and over. Here's what I keep running into. There are two memberships, basically the same, with the same audience, the same price, roughly the same amount of stuff in their library. And one of them is quietly doing 4x the revenue of the other. It's the same business, more or less, but the only real difference you can put your finger on is the words on the page. And when your page is flat, nobody warns you. The people who bounce off don't email you to say, your homepage didn't move me, so for that reason, I'm out. They just don't show up. They were right there for a few seconds and then gone, and you never even knew their name. A bad hire, you can see what it costs. The members you never got because the page was flat, well, that number is invisible, and it's the bigger one. And it all comes back to that one word, so let me show you what it actually means. So I looked up where the word explain comes from. It's not to bore you, but it's Latin, and it actually means flat, level, smooth. It's the same root as plain, like flat open ground. Same root as plane, a flat surface. So to explain something actually means to make it flat, which means every time you sit down to explain your membership, you're flattening it. You think all of that detail is making you clearer. What it's actually doing is steamrolling the one thing that made the place worth joining. Nobody writes flat copy on purpose. It happens because we're trying to be thorough. We want to be helpful, so we tell them everything, how many videos there are, that there's new stuff every week, that it works on your phone, your laptop, the television, the beginner track, the community, the live calls. All of those are true, but that's actually kind of a trap because it is all true. Nobody in the history of the internet has read a sentence like that and felt anything. It's true, but completely dead. And you wrote it on your best day when you were really trying to cover everything. The harder you work to cover it all, the flatter the whole thing goes. So if piling on the true stuff flattens the page, what do you do instead? Let me show you someone who cracked this completely by accident in just a few words. There's a woman I work with who runs a strength training membership. She's not a marketer, and she's never written a line of copy, and she'll tell you that herself cheerfully. And when she describes her membership, she doesn't list any of those things. No workout count, no app, just 6 words. A personal trainer in your pocket. That's it. All 6 words are about the person holding the phone. Her business kind of disappears, which is exactly why it works. Put it next to the flat version, and the 6-word one just breathes. The other one is a spec sheet, and nobody taught her that. She described her thing from the member seat. Most of us can only write from the owner's seat because it's the only seat we sit in. You know your business from the inside, and the inside is one of the places you can't actually see from. And I'll tell on myself. Years ago, I wrote a page for a business I worked for, and I was proud of it. I made sure it said exactly what we offered and what we had. I thought, look how great this is. And it did absolutely nothing. And it took me a long time to see that I hadn't described one thing about the person I was writing for. I just explained and flattened it to the ground. So here's the fix, the 2-minute part that I promised you. When you write about your business, write about the person you're writing to. Let the membership or the business sit in the background where it belongs. Every sentence, quietly ask yourself, is this about them or is it about me and my stuff? And steal this one question. A friend of mine got it off an old teacher years ago, and it's still the best question. You read a sentence you've written and you ask 2 things. So what? Who cares? That's the whole test. Read your homepage headline and hit it with, so what? Who cares? If it can tell you why some real person's actual day is better, it stays. If it's just sitting there looking at you, you might have found a flat spot. That's a feature talking. Features can't answer who cares. Only the person can. So if you have One thing for today, just one. Go to your homepage, read the first line out loud, hit it with a so what, who cares? Don't fix it, don't rewrite anything. Just find out whether your first line can answer it or if it can't. The membership that's winning isn't run by a better instructor or a bigger library. It's the same kind of business as yours. The difference is one of them got written by someone thinking about the member. That's it. And it's a skill you can learn this afternoon, even if you hate the sound of your own writing. If this changed how you see your own page, subscribe to this channel. I put out a video like this every single week. Now, go read your first line out loud, and I'll see you in the next one.